Hey, what's up, YouTube? I've gotten lots of requests to do a projected Senate election for 2020. This is unscripted, so I really haven't done any practice maps to see where this is going to be going. So I'm going to be getting the results along with you. So I'll just be surprised with you. All right, so I'm going to start off with the safe states for the Republicans. Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Alabama is going to be safe for the Republicans. Currently, their Democratic incumbent senator will be up for re-election this year. He really doesn't have a chance in Alabama. He won back 4 years ago in a special election um, up against a very, very unpopular Republican candidate. Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, South Carolina, they'll all be going red. And then safe states for the Democrats are Oregon. Oh, I forgot to put safe for Republican Alaska. All right. Oregon, um, New Mexico, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Delaware, and Virginia, and Illinois, and Minnesota. So currently it's 44 to 44. I'm going to do Texas as not safe Republican because it technically is a swing state. So I'm going to do likely Republican. It is incumbent John Cornyn. He will be running. He's very popular. He's been in for 3 terms, so I think he will get reelection. A likely for the Democrats is in Arizona. Mark Kelly is a very popular astronaut from Arizona. Um, he is running against a pretty unpopular incumbent, Martha McSally, in Arizona. She actually lost in 2018 against Democrat Kristen Sinema, um, but then she was appointed to fill the late Senator John McCain's seat. So she is a Republican, but she is very unpopular in the state. Another um, likely for the Democrats is in Colorado. Currently, their incumbent Republican senator will be up for reelection, Cory Gardner. He is one of the most unpopular senators in the nation, and the polls show that his opponent, former governor John Hickenlooper, uh, he's just gonna blow him out of the water. I would put this as safe for the Democrat, but it's an incumbent Republican running. So currently in Montana, it is incumbent one-term Steve Daines, and it's likely going to be against Governor Steve Bullock. Um, Steve Bullock actually ran for president in 2020. He has since dropped out. But from what I've heard in news in Montana, he was a pretty popular senator. So I am going to put this in the likely column for the Democrats. In the state of Kansas, they haven't had their primaries yet. But just because Kansas is a very conservative state, one of the most conservative states in the nation, I'm going to put it at a uh, likely for the Republicans. In Iowa, it is incumbent Joni Ernst is running against a undecided Democrat. They have not had their election yet. But from what I hear, Joni is pretty unpopular in the state of Iowa. And Iowa is a purple state. It went for Obama, it went for Trump. Currently, it's trending more conservative, so I'm going to put it in the likely column for Senator Ernst. In Michigan, Democrat Gary Peters is the incumbent. He is a one term senator, and he is running against a 2018 Senate nominee, John James. He hasn't gotten the Republican nomination for Senate yet, but it's most likely he will. He is a very popular Republican in the state of Michigan, but unfortunately for him, Michigan is trending bluer, so I'm going to put it in the likely column that it will go blue. Now, Maine is interesting. Their incumbent, Susan Collins, is for re-election, and she is a Republican in an independent liberal state, and she was pretty popular up until late 2018 when she supported the confirmation of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh after the alleged sexual assault. She got very scrutinized for supporting Judge Kavanaugh, so I'm going to actually put Maine as a flip in the likely section for the Democrats. In New Hampshire, this is also considered a pretty moderate state, but popular two-term incumbent Democrat Jeanne Shaheen is up for re-election. The Republicans have not held their primary yet, but I'm going to actually put this as a lean in New Hampshire for the Democrats. In North Carolina, one-term Senator Thom Tillis is up for re-election, and North Carolina can also be considered a purple independent state, but just by the fact that it is trending more conservative, and he is very popular in the state. He's only a one-term senator, but he served 8 years in the House of Representatives, so I am going to put it as a likely that it will go Republican in North Carolina. Now in Georgia, this will make or break either party. This is one of the most, possibly the most interesting state that will occur on election night for the Senate, at least. One-term incumbent David Perdue is running. He is most likely going to get it. This is a pretty conservative state currently, but in Georgia's special election, Kelly Loeffler was appointed to fill a Senate seat, and I think she is running against a pastor that was good friends with Martin Luther King Jr. that could bring out the African American vote, that could push a Democrat over the top in Georgia's special election. So I'm going to put this as a tilt for the Democrats. This puts them over the edge as 51 to 49 in the Senate. That would be a Democratic majority, but the Senate could honestly go either way. Susan Collins could keep her seat in Maine for the Republicans. In a conservative state like Montana, the Republicans could win. Even in Arizona, which is a traditionally conservative state, Martha McSally could win re-election. But these are my opening predictions for April, and this is how I think the Senate is going to go. And in these safe states, like Oregon, Jeff Merkley, very popular. In Illinois, Dick Durbin, he is the Senate minority whip, so pretty popular. Massachusetts is an interesting state. It's definitely going to go Democratic, but it is incumbent Markey versus Joe Kennedy. He is a congressman from Massachusetts. I think Kennedy is going to get the nomination in this state. He could appeal to older voters because of simply his name, JFK, RFK, just the Kennedy family, and he is young. He's in his 30s. So I think that in Massachusetts primary, he will take the nomination. Um, in Kentucky, it is Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I think this is a safe state. Kentucky is a very, very, very conservative state. Um, South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, pretty popular in South Carolina. And he's a big name in the Senate. I think that is a safe state. Some could argue that this state is trending more independent, but I think it's safe for the Republicans. And Alabama, unfortunately for Doug Jones, he doesn't stand much of a chance. This is a very, very, very conservative state, and I just don't see how a Democrat can win re-election in Alabama. So that'll go red. And in Colorado, this is a state where there is a incumbent Republican. This is very interesting that Colorado could go with two Democratic senators and a Democratic governor. Colorado has been traditionally a toss up, and they are just going more and more liberal. And in New Mexico, Ben Ray Lujan is running for Senate for the Democrats. He is related to their Democratic governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, who is the only Latina governor in the nation. So I think this is a safe state for New Mexico, given the family name. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and follow on Instagram. Thank you.